If you're a big Caitlin Clark fan, there is a lot of stuff in here that she has said in other interviews.
What just happened on Netflix is sending shockwaves through the sports world.
Number one in your heart, Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. Get your order.
Whatever you want, it's on him. Yeah. You're my opponent.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, it's Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. What are we going to do?
Oh my gosh.
I spent 2 days with her and was not hugged.
And I gotta say, I don't think Caitlin Clark gets enough credit for her humor because this episode was riddled with it.
Caitlin Clark, face of women's basketball, the rookie sensation, the walking headline, sat down with David Letterman and dropped a truth bomb that no one saw coming. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't PR approved. It was raw, real, and absolutely shocking.
She seemed pretty humbled by the gesture, and she basically was saying she never expected to get where she was. She never expected to see people wearing her jersey, and she actually exceeded all her own expectations.
For the first time, Caitlin opened up about the truth behind her WNBA experience, what's really happening behind the scenes, and what the 2025 season is shaping up to be. And trust me, it's not what fans expected. She got personal, she got emotional, and she finally said what everyone else has been too afraid to admit.
The practice session has taken on near mythological proportions in the 5 years since it was played in Iowa City. ESPN's Wright Thompson wrote about it for a March 2024 profile of Clark, talking to teammates, coaches, and student managers who witnessed the performance.
Caitlin Clark, the name that echoes through every arena, the face of women's basketball. A rookie? Sure. But already a walking headline, a storm the sport wasn't ready for. And just when the world thought they knew her, she sat down with David Letterman and lit a match that set the whole narrative on fire. What she said? It wasn't filtered. It wasn't polished. There was no PR script, no rehearsed charm. It was raw. It was real. And it hit like a punch to the chest. Nobody saw this coming. This changed everything.
She is highly likable. I think that lends itself to her popularity is she comes across as somebody that's really just respectful, likable. There's other players out there that just don't come across that way.
For the first time ever, Caitlin broke the silence. She pulled back the curtain on her WNBA journey. What's really going down behind the scenes? No filters, no sugarcoating, just truth. And as for the 2025 season, it's not what anyone imagined. The hype? Not even close to the reality. She got personal. She got emotional. And then she did the unthinkable. She said what every player's been scared to say. This wasn't a statement. This was a shot fired.
She signed my jersey! So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
This isn't just basketball anymore. This is war. Pressure, power, respect. And what it really takes to survive in a league that's been waiting to break her, test her, push her to the edge. And what Caitlin just revealed, it wasn't just serious. It was a warning. Let's break it all down. From the moment she appeared on Netflix with David Letterman, fans felt it in their gut. This wasn't going to be just another interview. Sure, the laughs were there. The charisma, unmatched, but beneath. The smiles and stories, something was building, something real, something raw.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. She's so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know, us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlin.
For the first time, Caitlin wasn't the WNBA's rising star. She wasn't the viral phenom lighting up highlight reels. She was just real. Raw, unfiltered, human, no cameras, no bright lights, just her truth. And this time, she let it all out. Love what it really feels like to carry the future of a league on your back. The stories, they hit different. They were personal, unshakably honest. She talked about pressure, not just to dominate, out of the court, but to represent something bigger. Every arena she walks into, every headline, every kid rocking her jersey, it all adds weight. And for the first time, she admitted it. The fame, it might shine bright, but behind it is a storm. That's hard to survive.
Number one factor in her popularity is her ability and how entertaining she is to watch. That's why she's become internationally popular. That's why the record books have her name at the top of.
There's no playbook for this, no manual for becoming the most watched rookie in WNBA history. And then Caitlyn dropped the bomb. She pulled back the curtain on what the 2025 season could really look like. Not just for her, for the entire league. She hinted at something deeper, a storm brewing behind the scenes. What fans see on the court, it's just the surface, because beneath the buckets and buzzer beaters, the real battle is happening in the shadows. The physical grind, the mental warfare, the fights that never make it to the highlight reel. Caitlyn painted a vision, a league. That's not just playing, it's evolving rapidly. And she's not on the sidelines, she's in the center of the transformation. She didn't name names, she didn't have to. The message hit loud and clear. The WNBA is shifting, and not everyone's ready for what's coming next.
Caitlin Clark got asked about this by David Letterman.
We have a practice team. That's just all.
I think the key is this squad was down by 15 to these guys, and they came back and won.
This next season, it's not going to look like anything we've seen before. The expectations, the media heat, the rivalry simmering beneath the surface, they're all about to erupt. And Caitlyn? She's not just part of it, she's the epicenter. She even peeled back the layers, talking about the emotional scars that don't show up on stat sheets. Moments from her college days when the pressure cracked her. When she walked off the court, not in defeat, but drowning in her own relentless standards. That fire, it never left. But now, she's not letting it consume her. She's learning to harness it, to lead with it, to own it.
There's so many players who cite you as an inspiration for their games, including Caitlin Clark, who's just absolutely a phenomenon in college. What's that next step like for her?
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. And then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. And hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but, continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop her and being prepared as she can be for next season.
Because in her own words, if you're not ready to grow, you're not ready for this league. And that was the moment the Netflix sit down made one thing crystal clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just prepping for a season. She's stepping into an era, 2025. It's the storm she's been building toward. But what really stunned fans and silenced critics was what she finally revealed. How the league is treating her behind the glitz, and how the pressure she's under is like nothing the WNBA has ever seen. She didn't shy away. She stared into the camera and faced the elephant in the room. Is Caitlin Clark being targeted? The hard fouls, the trash talk, the pushback from players, from fans, even from the media. She didn't flinch. She didn't call it personal, but she called it real. This isn't about vendettas, it's about respect. The WNBA is built by warriors, veterans who fought for years to earn one of just 144 roster spots. And now the league is watching to see if Caitlyn can handle that same fire. Is she being welcomed or tested? One thing's for sure, 2025 will expose everything. Drop your verdict below.
Prevailing narrative that has been created around this season's WNBA play is that it's the league versus Caitlin Clark. And that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
There's a method to this madness. When given a chance to talk about Caitlin Clark, they're always going to racialize it and try to demonize Caitlin Clark's fan base.
Monica has figured out a way to make the WNBA relevant and profitable long term. The lady from the BBC, she seems to be asking Monica McDougal how the WNBA can maintain their momentum from last season. There's an easy answer to that question. More than likely, they can't.
Two things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling, and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlin Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her, little girls with their parents and the fervor and the energy there.
Why
Same
her?
thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games, but I think Caitlin represented. And again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that she may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons.
Where are these Angel Reese fans? When I see Chicago Bravado games on TV, the only things I see are missed layups and empty seats.
Caitlin tried to flop. She tried to flop on what happened. Like that little shoulder bump, it was not that serious. Okay, Caitlin, I need you to be all the way serious and for real. Okay. You fell down. The first thing you did is, and you look to the damn ref to give you what? That's what happened. That's what she always does, right? She's always falling to the floor and then people acting like it's mad hard. Pay attention to what she did in college. That is what she did. She's from the LeBron school, the Luka school, the Harden school. They try to sell fouls, right? I would say that her coach did not do a good job preparing her for the physicality of what was to come and what to expect in the WNBA. So yeah, I'm kind of saying like, this is not that deep. It's a little hip check.
For me, if Rookie of the Year was picked today, I give it to Angel.
What it is racism, right? It gets blown up into, oh, they're going after Caitlin Clark, but no, we're just playing one of the best players that's in this league.
We saw what happened last year. Caitlin Clark was targeted.
Like, that's been a part of the game. The game has always been physical.
I know what physical basketball looks like.
Like, Caitlin Clark doesn't happen entirely organically. There's a push.
What Angel Reese did, she created what people truly need, which is a rivalry.
Angel Reese has done that and did that for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. And I do think she helped. Without Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark wouldn't be as big as she is.
Caitlin Clark also blew up before the Angel Reese thing. That is a myth. She blew up before. Go look at the ratings for the games before then. Go look at the attendance for the games before then. It was already an organic thing.
If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set it. If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be. I set the record in 5 games, right?
Yeah.
Because back then we had a first round bye. So we didn't get to play. I didn't get that 6 game. So I set the record in 5 games.
Took her extra game.
Well, I'm just saying.
You can say that.
Listen, if I have 6 games,
the record's different.
well, I'm going to have another 30. But I don't really care what the record is, who has the record.
When a young superstar walks in with record-breaking fame, $1 million endorsements, and her name splashed across every headline, you better believe she's going to be tested. And Caitlin Clark, she knows it. That's why she's grinding. Through the off-season. Not just lifting weights, but building armor. Mentally, physically, emotionally. She's not here to drop a cute highlight reel. She's preparing for war. For elbows in the paint. For shoulder checks. For double teams and trash talk that cuts deep. And then she dropped another gem. A story from back at Iowa. Moments where she'd hit her limit, where the frustration boiled over and she'd walk off the court to avoid exploding. But her coaches? They called her out. That's not leadership. Now that same fire still burns, but it's different. She's learning to weaponize it, to channel frustration into laser sharp focus, tension into control. And the rest of the league, they've taken notice. Veterans, critics, rivals, they're all talking. Some say she flops. Some say she hasn't earned it. One even dropped a code line. This is the pros. We're not giving out handshakes.
The women in the WNBA have had years to work on their physicality. And she did mention how in the offseason, that was what she was focusing on, getting bigger to go up against these more experienced, like more yoked players.
And through it all, Clark is still rising. But what she dropped in that Netflix interview, it peeled back a deeper layer. The 2025 season won't just be about hoops. It'll be about survival. She knows it. Every game will be a test. Every move under the microscope. And every time she hits the hardwood, there'll be people rooting for her to fall. That's exactly why she's becoming more dangerous than ever. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just trying to fit in. She's forcing the league to change. She's proving the WNBA doesn't just have room for her. It needs her. And then came the shift. Caitlin didn't just speak for herself. She spoke for the future of the WNBA. And what she said about 2025 is bigger than one game. Bigger than any stat line. Bigger than going viral.
About Caitlin Clark.
Coach Krzyzewski, listen to what he said.
Yeah, well, she's terrific. And it'd be easy to build something on her because she's the best thing she does is pass. She's a magical passer and she has a great feel for the game. So, I mean, what her coach did, I would have done exactly what she did. Make sure she handles the ball a lot and she'll make everybody better. And what I was amazed with at how she's handled all the defenses. And then when she got into the WNBA, some of the negativity that was out there or jealousies. And I think she's just been remarkable. She's a really good basketball player.
Clark didn't dance around it. She called it out straight up. The WNBA is at a crossroads and her role is not just to play basketball. It's to be the spark that ignites what's coming next. She talked about what's really happening behind closed doors, how the league is evolving fast, but not without friction. Some players welcome the spotlight she brings. Others, they resent it. Some coaches are all in on her marketability. Others are trying to knock her off balance. And through it all, the league is staring at a player who might just be bigger than the game itself. But Caitlin, she's not backing down. Not now. Not ever. She knows 2025 will be even more brutal. Harder fouls. More personal matchups. Rivalries that boil over, but she's not running from it. She's setting the tone. Then she dropped another truth bomb. The media. How they twist narratives. How every moment she's part of becomes a firestorm. From the trash talk with Diana, Taurasi, to the whispers of locker room jealousy. Clark sees it all. And her answer, one word, focus.
Association, they gave us a gym that I paid for, not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, two fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know, I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, you know, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
She's not just gearing up for the 2025 season. She's preparing for a revolution. From battling WNBA veterans to leading a cultural shift. From setting records to setting the bar. Caitlin Clark is stepping into a storm most players would run from. And she's doing it with confidence, class, and cold-blooded focus. This isn't just a new season for the WNBA. It's a new era. And Caitlin Clark? She's the face of it. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Caitlin's ready to carry this league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're riding with her all the way, type Clark 2025 in bold, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because trust this story is just heating up. And when the next moment breaks, we'll be right